About to see some absolute headbanging, slanging, hard point winning team and hard point losing team. Sydney Dingoes, Boston Burgers, starting off here. Boston Burgers with the preferred side for the P2 spawns. They're going to be looking to control these spawns, but immediately, 4 dead. Sydney Dingoes in point, flipping the spawns partially. Some parallels coming through. Starting off hot.
Yeah, starting off hot, just like your sister. Here we are. Sydney Dingoes up 14-0 here going into P1. Zenny's able to take some control here. Going to get 1 second there on the board. Not going to get much more here. Sydney Dingoes continue to control P1 here. They don't have these P2 spawns. They know that. They still have 20 seconds to kind of focus on that here, but they're going to be fighting their way kind of through mid-map here. Maybe going to be looking to hit a kitchen route here eventually to try to get these P2 spawns here, but they know that's where you're going to make a bunch of your time. But so far, 29 seconds here on P1, able to get some kills. Zenny's going to miss a couple bullets. They're gonna get taken out by Speedy there, and it's gonna be a fight for the back spawn here. Whoever can hold this tree side is gonna be doing exactly what they need to.
Yeah, and Dingoes here early, in the time, able to get the kills on the back plat to secure this rotation in their favor. So really solid P1 hold there, able to get a nice chunk of time and make their way over towards this P2, but Boston Burgers are not having enough of it. They're going to break into this hill. It's going to be Kooky left up here in the back, kind of trying to make the play for his team, but going to get taken out. That's going to leave us with 30 seconds left here on P2. Doesn't look like the Dingoes are going to contest this. They're content with giving this up to the Burgers and playing for this P3 rotation over towards Kitchen.
Yeah, we see a day one corner here out of Speedy. They are going to check that shoulder. If these are plat players, they know exactly what is going on with this game here. There's going to be a solid time over here towards Boston Burgers, towards that kitchen side. I believe I just saw a flashbang. So that'll be interesting as we kind of continue here. But it's going to be fight here towards P3. Boston Burgers are going to have control here towards the front, towards Fire side. There's going to be fight coming down here towards bedroom number 4, and Fiend is going to win that towards the bedroom side. So they're going to secure spawns for his team as they're spawning C-Dom. We saw parallels, though, because number 2 is spawning out towards Fire, blocking that side. So we do see 2 of the Boston Burger players kind of spawning towards Patio there. They're both going to get picked up eventually by the side of Sydney Dingoes. So they are going to have control of this map and control of the point as they're looking to tie this game up.
Yeah, they're doing a really good job here on this P3, playing for the P3 time, securing that, and playing for the P4 rotation as well. But number 8, Snoop, is the player that has made the play. He's going to cause the Dingoes to kind of spawn a little bit out, but not completely out. So the Boston Burgers here may think that they have the spawn secured, but Snoop is going to be ready for this gunfight and is going to win it too. Big kill there from Snoop. As we're making our way over here towards the P4, just a great sniff of the nose there to find that player that was back there, able to win that gunfight. Make their way over here towards P4. Fiend is close, so he's going to be the first player here to potentially test the time. He's able to win the first gunfight on Zinni. Going to get traded out immediately. Iceberg and Iceberg's going to get taken out as well, but Boston in the back, securing those spawns, are going to look to break through the backside of this hill.
Yeah, Sydney able to kind of keep some composure here, take the lead as Boston take the lead again, and we're going to see maybe Sydney here take the lead, and that's going to be a 3 chow coming from the side of Boston Burgers here. The teamwork is on point with these gentlemen. They are playing the game at least 1 day a week here, getting prepared for this CRL match. They are currently the number 1 seed, looking to keep that here in the Platinum Division. And if you didn't know before, because I didn't, everybody in the Platinum Division does make playoffs, so it doesn't matter if you go 0-7 or 7-0. Kooky Monster absolutely going ham there in the back, unfortunately going to be for nothing, as the side of Boston Burgers are going to continue to be in this time, as Sydney Dingoes, as I say, they're going to try to take the last 10 seconds here, but if Zenny has anything to say with the great 2-piece, he is going to secure this time for his team, as Boston Burgers are going to be up about 30 here, heading into the second rotation. Iceberg going absolutely crazy. Not only can he press buttons and produce, but he also can press buttons and shoot heads.
He does all that. He also gets hill time for his team, and he's cute. I mean, this dude is everything for the Boston Burgers. I mean, he's just different. And then there's this guy, Dapper, who's got the AR in his hand. He is also cute and also does things well. W, guys, for real. Dingoes here on the P1, securing the time, 30 seconds left. They're also going to have this P2 rotation very early, so they're going to be looking to secure this down. Boston is able to break into P1, continue to push up their lead, but they are going to have to potentially make a play here on P2, and that's going to be Snoop able to get one off of the piano steps. He's going to fly back to the time to help his team, though. They're more content to play for this P1 and then break the P2. Last time around, Sydney did a very good job of holding this hill, so it's interesting to see how the mindsets kind of shift through this map, and they continue to play the way they are, but they're winning their gunfights here. They're going to make their way into the back. Snoop is going to get taken out by Fiend, but James is going to get taken out in hill by Zinni. Then he's looking for this back plat player, able to get some shots down, not able to get a kill. Sydney Dingoes have the back spawns looking to break into this P2.
Yeah, it's going to be great out of the side of Sydney Dingoes so far, able to pick up 2 crucial kills there in the back, just kind of staying alive there from the side of James there towards bottom. Looking towards this piano side, there's going to be kills coming down here from Speedy and James towards the bottom as well. Last player is going to be alive here towards P1 and Kitchen. That Kitchen side is going to win that gunfight. It's going to make spawns a little bit interesting here as those players spawn up tree. They know somebody's going to be behind them here, but Snoop's able to get some great timing. Unfortunately, going to pull a Wolfie there and not finish his kill on the backside, but his teammate is there to help him out.
Teammates are there to help out. Sydney is going to secure this scrap time. They've made a nice little dent here in the disadvantage that they've had here so far through our first rotation and into the second rotation of hills here. Cookie looking to kill Zinni off of P1, gonna get taken out. Speedy's looking to follow up. Now there's coverage from Plat, gonna absolutely zap Iceberg there. That's gonna push through the spawns. They're gonna flip the Boston Burgers out towards tree. Cookie's able to win the gunfight on hill as well. Big 1v1 there. That's gonna allow Sydney into this time, but Boston Burgers' presence is never lost. They're making their way back in here fast, and they're looking to secure this P3 or P3 time.
Yeah, I was about to say the fact that Sydney Dingoes didn't really have a great setup here on P3 last time, and the side of Boston Burgers really didn't have to fight out of that fire site spawn till the very end. As I say that, Boston's going to get a 3-piece there, going to get a 3-piece here, losing a couple trades there, but James going to be kind of last alive towards that bedroom side. Sydney Dingoes still have the good spawns towards new with about 15 seconds left. You really just want to try to maintain that here, as we do have 2 players looking to make a dent towards that grass side. Number 3 is going to get a great spawn behind the player, going to get a free kill, going to watch all these players kind of cross towards bedroom, give some good comms to his teammate here as the side of Sydney Dingoes are set up here for a P4. We do see an important fight coming down here between Cookie and Zenny. James able to pick up one as well. Eventually going to fall, but the side of Sydney Dingoes are looking to stabilize here as they're going to be spawning up towards those back stairs, looking to win some fights here on hill and just buy some time and kind of get or put a dent into this lead made by Boston Burgers.
Yeah, and they're off to a good start here. Cookie able to win a big gunfight back Umbrella. They're picking off all these players in the bedroom side as well. Doing a really great job here on the P4, and you have to think Sydney Dingoes are starting to turn up here late into our second rotation of hills. Fiend is looking to get active. Unfortunately, going to get taken out from top plat. Dapper is able to win a big gunfight. 2 big gunfights in the back. That's going to cause the Sydney Dingoes players to spawn out. And from Boston, you've built yourself up a lead, so you're okay with getting the 20 seconds of scrap here on this P4, knowing that you've got this whole next rotation to kind of work to make a better play on that P4 as we start to move back around over there. So they're going to be encroaching this 200-point mark into the P1, and we've seen both these teams play a pretty significant amount of P1 time. A lot of times on this Skyline hardpoint, P1 becomes very contested, or you see potentially some white hill time as well, with teams kind of trying to play for the P2 spawns. But you see Snoop there once again making the play through piano, able to kind of just fight onto that P1 point and just able to secure that for his team. So they've passed this 200 mark, and they're looking to push their way forward, but trades are going to come down. Dingoes are going to be able to get into time here, and then they're going to be spawning potentially kind of odd here, but we're going to see one player spawn up towards tree, and then the rest of his team is going to spawn out towards the grass side C-Dom area.
Yeah, Snoop able to pick up a big 2-piece there on that time, kind of eliminate some of those players there. Build a couple seconds towards the Boston Burgers, just towards white time as they get that P2 rotation. But they do eventually lose it here. Number 1 and Cookie kind of playing here back right towards Kitchen, just looking to keep players out of this Kitchen side. Is able to win the first gunfight, looking for that second on Zenny. He is able to pick that up. That's going to be 3 dead with Dapper left last alive towards that Kitchen side as he kind of gets a split spawn for his team there. Is able to pick up a crucial kill towards this rotation, but the side of Sydney are still going to continue to spawn here. We do have one player towards P1 looking for that cross. This is all gonna be about who can hold here. James is getting some shots down in front. Teammates are able to pick some of those up as Sydney Dingoes are able to stabilize
Ooh,
here. As Fiend almost hits an absolute snapper there on Dapper, but
snapper
able
and
to
dapper.
kind of stay snapper and Dapper. Able to stabilize here towards P1 as we see kind of these players with 25 seconds left, looking to get a little bit of a rotation. One last fight happening here on P2. But Sydney Dingoes are going to come out on top. They are going to take this lead, and it doesn't look like the side of Boston Burger is going to be able to contest this P2 anymore. So they're going to have about a 15-second lead heading in here into P3, but we've seen pretty much anything happen here on this hill.
Yeah, P3 first rotation, primarily Sydney. P3 second rotation, primarily Boston. And now we're seeing Boston in the hill first, but not a whole lot of, determined presence here. It's going to allow some trades to come down. Boston are going to come out on top for the moment, but looks like Zinni's going to get pinched here on time. Iceberg able to win one, going to get traded out. And now we're going to see this mixiness come down in P3. There's going to be a big 1v1 on time. Speedy is able to win that. That's going to allow Sydney to continue to hold this P3 here. But as soon as I say something, Boston break in, and we're getting closer to being tied once again. Iceberg doing a good job playing his life, getting some shots to go down. Going to get taken out by James, but his teammates are there for the trades. It's all going to be about who can come down on top of the trade battle here. Fiend able to slide through, able to get one, looking for the second player. Shots going down, going to run out of ammo. His teammates are here for backup, though. That's going to allow Sydney to secure this. Dapper's the only player that's left close. He's going to contest. He's going to have to fight two here. He's only able to get one. Sydney Dingo still able to win it here. Oh, not able to win it here anymore on the P3. So we're going to go to P4, and Boston is going to be here set up first.
Yeah, and that was a great contest there coming in from the side of, I believe that was Iceberg last left alive there on that P3. Maybe it was Dapper, not exactly sure, but able to get a great contest there from the side of Boston Burgers. Able to set up towards his P4. We see a heavy hit coming in here through bedroom towards that closet side. It's going to be these players in the back. Zenny with the AR is able to pick up another one. No, he is not. Fiend is able to pick up those last couple seconds. And City Dingoes able to create a pretty great comeback there towards that middle map. Boston Burgers had built themselves a pretty good lead there, but Sydney able to come back, get those money hills that you needed to on Skyline, and just kind of string them together.
Yeah, I mean, Sydney, they were never down a whole lot, but they were down for the first two rotations of hills, and then that final rotation, big P2 into a contesty P3, but coming out on top of that, and then able to.
I'm excited to see this match as we hop here. Sydney Dingoes are up 1-0 if you're just joining us in the series. Boston Burgers are looking to tie it up the series here.
Yeah, and Sydney is choosing to forget the bomb and spawn and making the rotation back for it, but that his other teammates are able to get into the A site. We see a little dead nade coming down, able to take off James and even us up back here 3 versus 3. But with the site control that they have, Fiend is going to be able to plant this bomb. Cookie was able to secure another kill as well. Sydney's going to be here from the elevator side, able to get that kill onto Fiend. Looks like he's getting out with his life as well through Grandma's. That's going to leave. Oh, nope, Cookie's going to turn back around. So Iceberg is here, big door. He knows that there's that one player, doesn't see Speedy, going to get taken down. That's going to leave Zinni here in a 1v2 with 25 seconds left. He's going to have a tough gunfight here if these two players play their lives right. Speedy up top, going to get zapped by Zinni. Cookie's looking to potentially get a little bit aggro, going to play towards the elevator side in the corner. Zinni may be able to see this is coming, but he's going to slide across, going to get shot in the back. Cookie's going to slide out, try to play his life. Zinni is able to get the kill, but not have enough time to get the defuse. Great plays there by Zinni with just a couple seconds more on the clock. He would have been able to clutch up that round for his boys. Whew, exciting round number one. There we go.
Yeah, I mean, we see that clutch coming in from Zenny, unfortunately just not able to win the round. Is going to get himself quite close to that RCXD. We'll probably see that come out if they choose to get it. Typically, these players know how to use it. Unfortunately, some people in the CRL do not. And I mean, on the pro scene too, we've seen so many RCXD team kills. So maybe we won't, but we're kind of looking on Zenny there to see if he can get that RCXD and maybe continue his streak here, as he's going to be kind of hitting towards this mid gun area, just seeing if he can get some presence here, just trying to get something towards this bottom ammo side. Is going to drop off here, going to have some interesting timing on this person's boat. James able to pick up a great kill towards that P2, just able to escape with his life there. Fighting Zenny now towards that boat, able to pick up that one as well. James doing all the work for his team this round.
Yeah, James with a great kill there. I think he had some help from one of his players on the outside as well. Iceberg and Snoop here left in a 2v3, looking to make their way through tower. Sydney's kind of playing a little bit spread out, so they may be able to slip the net here. It looks like there's one player in sight, so if they choose to kind of attack this at the right time, they may be able to pick off this player together. Speedy is going to do a good job, able to win the first kill there. Snoop is going to get out with his life, looking to make the play through P3 here. He does need the bomb still. Going to get spotted in ammo. We got a player coming up spiral, going to get shot in the back, and Snoop's going to get taken out. Just unfortunate from the side of Sydney. You gotta be able to pick off that first player there on the site, but Sydney's starting off hot here, 2-0 in our party search.
Yeah, doing everything they pretty much need to there. James getting super aggro through that round. Love the hip fire there towards that spiral side. So James with 3 on the round. Zenny had 3 last round. So just kind of showing up here. He's going to be pretty close to streaks here as we head into this round for James. So Sydney are looking to continue this dominance that they've had so far in this search. We'll see if Boston can come up with anything here on this defensive side, try to stop this attack.
Yeah, interested to see what Boston decided to do here. Snoop is playing down towards A. He does have backup here as well, but it looks like Sydney is choosing to play through the middle of the map. Speedy with the first blood. James is looking to get aggressive through their spawn, able to pick off that player as well. Iceberg is able to get a trade back on his side. He is going to get traded out by Fiend, though. Now it's going to be Snoop left here in a 1v2 as he's able to get that player through mid. Looks like we're potentially playing for the plant onto A. Snoop's able to make it into side. I think he saw James, but I think James saw him as well. So some info, some shoulders coming down. Snoop's going to choose to try to get out, but then reach out right away. Shots going down into James. The backup's here now. Fiend's going to be able to clean that kill up, and Sydney Dingoes going to go up 3-0 here.
Yeah, this was a tough one for Snoop to be in a 1v3 there towards the end. Uh, Almost got that timing. If he would have probably just rushed a little bit quicker, would have got that, but obviously he has no idea. So rough on him. But Sydney Dingoes, I mean, so far showing no signs of weakness here on this protocol search and destroy, going up 3-0 so far, 3 more for the win. We're going to need to see something out of Boston Burgers here if they're wanting to make a comeback on this map. It is uh, pretty hard to string rounds on this map, I have found, just with the offense being so kind of finicky sometimes. Sometimes the A hit works all the time, sometimes it doesn't. So you really need to make sure you're locking in your defenses here. Boston is going to be a crucial offense. Bomb going down on A already. It's going to be a less amount of time for the retake for the side of Sydney.
Yeah, Speedy's the only player here close. Cookie's going to get taken out, so it's going to be Fiend and Speedy here left in a 2v3. One player playing outside of the site. Speedy is still in Spiral. I don't know if the info's been heard that he is here. Dapper's going to play towards that front door. They're going to potentially look to make this kind of pinch happen together. Dapper's going to look up towards P2, going to get taken out. That's going to provide the entry, and Speedy's going to slide in, going to get taken out. Fiend is there for the trades, though, able to clean off the last player of Iceberg and able to secure the defuse. A great retake by the side of Sydney with the man disadvantage, able to get some good timing on that first kill and then allow the chaos to kind of ensue and then clean up the rest.
Yeah, that was 3 for Fiend there, kind of as they retake the site there, just allowing his player there to kind of place a bait towards the back of the site. Just let him line up for you in front of that elevator side. So Fiend looking like to make his way towards that Hellstorm. He does have an RCXD. We'll see if that comes out kind of here on one of these rounds to scout out a bomb site. But Sydney Dingoes offense here could play a little something. Looks like we're going to be seeing a little bit towards a mid and B hit here. So we'll see if the side of Boston Burgers do anything different. We do see a 4 stack towards that A side of the map. We do see number 7 taking a route up towards P2. So if he's quick enough, he can maybe catch a couple players. That is Dapper. He picks up at least 1 mid gun. Not sure if he saw James cross initially here. Speedy looking to kind of hit a little bit of a rotate back. Zenny fighting this player on bomb, not able to get the kill just yet. Looking to finish him off with the pistol there. As Fiend on the other side of the map does get a kill, but the side of Boston Burgers are at man advantage 3-2 as they know bomb is down here. So Speedy and Fiend are last left alive here towards this A site without bomb.
Yeah, they're gonna make their way up the spiral staircase into ammo. Looks like there's one player that is close here. He may be top zip. He is on the stairs. Is gonna get taken out. That's gonna allow them a little bit more space, but they gotta find these two players in the back of the spawn. As the bomb is down, one player is watching the cross and one player is watching the deep flank. They're gonna push through the back. Iceberg is gonna be here, able to get the first kill, shouldering for some more info. His teammates there for the help. Great, great positioning from the side of Boston, able to watch both lanes very well and play off each other to get their first round on the board.
Yeah, doing what they need to on that retake. It's practically like having the bomb down and just kind of protecting that as a retake. Just team doesn't have to defuse it; they have to plant it. So good side on the or good wins from the side of Zenny there on the Boston Burgers. There in the bag. That's kind of able to secure the round for them to get bombed down towards that site. So Boston Burgers, that's one on the board here. You do have an offense. See if we see maybe some plays heading over towards B. A hasn't seemed to be working here for them, and it looks like we're going to be kind of heading towards this A site once again. We do see a couple players invested over towards the side of Sydney. Zenny looking to get aggressive towards mid. He might hit a spiral route. We'll kind of see what he can do. But both players from the side of Sydney have pushed into elevator already. Zenny's going to spot one. He's going to spot two. Going to get some shots down. Able to pick up one. He knows Speedy is weak. He's going to throw a nade that should secure the kill. It is going to stop at least a little bit of the regen there at 65. He sees him again. Zenny unfortunately going to lose that gunfight to Speedy there on that A site. But as he's doing this, the bomb's starting to rotate towards that grandma side. It's back to a 3v3.
Yeah, and with no real presence anywhere on the map, we've got Speedy still over towards this elevator side playing in the site, and he does have some backup there from Cookie. Fiend is still playing over towards this B site. Boston has to be able to make the play here. They're able to trade out effectively there, get 2-for-1. That's going to allow Dapper to plant this bomb. He's got Snoop here for support, looking for info. Fiend is going to slide in from Big Door. Shots are going to go down. Looks like we're just going to play it a little bit slow. Dapper's going to chow, going to get taken out. Fiend stunning. He's going to go. Snoopy's able to win a big 1v1. They're not able to get the immediate trade, but he's able to keep the aggression going there and just get some good timing with the player throwing the stun grenade at his feet, trying to get him. So good play by Snoop there, able to clean that up and get another round on the board for the squad.
Yeah, man, that was a close one. I feel like we'd seen that play from Fiend before, successful coming in through that big door. Unfortunately, just that stun's going to hit a little late for him. That's going to be two in a row for the side of Boston. We'll see what they choose to do here. Sydney last time didn't have a super successful run over towards B, so I wouldn't imagine. I wouldn't be very surprised if they just go back to that standard A hit that they had the first couple of rounds. So we'll kind of see as they progress through the round here and try to get some mid-map presence. We do have Zenny over towards helicopter. He's going to kind of be the protector of that mid-map and B side. So we'll see what he can do. Snoop is already on aggressive route. He should have one confirmed kill here towards bottom. Grandma's going to get some info on that player mid-gun as well. Sees that player towards P2, going to get called out by a teammate. Unfortunately, they're going to play some bait and switches there, and Speedy able to pick up that kill. It's going to be a 3v3 here for the side of Boston Burgers on defense. Unfortunately, that player is going to cross there. Dapper is not going to see him cross. So not going to be known that this is a player on their side. This could be unfortunate. But while we're talking about that, Fiend is able to pick up one kill towards that heli side on Zenny. Is going to have a free bomb plant here as number 5 and 7. They're in Iceberg and Dapper are going to have to retake B side by themselves.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting retake from the side of Boston. They're choosing to play through P1. Shots are going to go down. Fiend are going to know that they're here. Going to challenge himself as well. Able to get shots into one. Able to get the second kill. Sydney Dingoes clean up there. So Boston, I mean, that's a hard retake when you're all the way across the map. You're trying to cross completely in the open. You've got players over the top and players pushed up close in front of you as well. Hard retake. Ultimately, got to win some of those early gunfights in order to put yourself in the main advantage there. But Sydney able to kind of push that, get the first blood, play your life, and then kind of just play the retake from there. Or retake the control of the map itself. So solid start here from the side of Sydney. Fiend 10-3, absolutely popping off on this map. He's looking to head his way towards helicopter. It looks like Boston are choosing to take the bomb into Grandma's and play potentially through the middle of the map, or maybe they're just waiting for some info here, get some intel, look for Zinni to make the play through the City Dingo spawn.
Yeah, James able to pick up a big one towards that top trips. He's probably going to fall here to Zenny. getting that kill. But right on the other side, Fiend is able to get aggressive towards Grandma's, pick up one. Snoop able there for the trade. We are going to be left here in a 2v2 with uh, Cookie and Speedy really not having any idea where players are. As I say that, Cookie is going to have at least one free kill here, allow his teammate to kind of get back in there and get that kill for him when being Speedy. And Snoop, kind of at the same time, is able to pick up Cookie. It's going to be a 1v1. Here we do see a player, I believe that's going to be bottom spiral and one top spiral here. So it's just going to be the patience game between these two submachine gun players.
Yeah, ultimately, Snoop is going to have to plant that bomb, but he's choosing to play it slow here, waiting for the challenge to come through. He's going to make his way up spiral now. Speedy has vacated the premises, so he's going to be looking for this player to make some sort of play. Snoop is kind of running around back towards the site. Looks like he's potentially going back into A now. Going to go for this bomb plant with 15 seconds left. Speedy's going to, see that he's not on B, start slowly making his way over towards A here, and the action's about to get started. Shots go
Oh my
oh,
god.
Snoop. It can be so difficult sometimes when you're on that spiral staircase. You see a player, you try to jump down, you get stuck. But Snoop able just to snap up in the air and absolutely zap Speedy there. Great 1v1 win from the side of Snoop, able to keep the burgers in this map number 2.
This man's a demon. I mean, he's been doing it. You watch his POV on map number 1. It's like watching Snoopy. He might be him. I mean, he might just be there in the warm up area playing a CRL match here for the Boston Burgers.
Yeah, I mean it's a high potential. He's got the Boston skin on as well for his operator. I don't know if Snoopy's a Warzone grinder having the Abyss camo. Unfortunately, going to get taken out first. This time, Fiend able to follow up quickly with a second kill as well. Zinni's able to get one of those trades back, but the side of Sydney is going to have site control, so they're going to get this bomb planted. Zinni and Dapper are going to have to retake this plant in a 2v4 or 2v3 with these players kind of set up. Zinni's able to, I think, blow up a trophy system there. Dapper's playing through mid, looking for maybe some players trying to make a pinch on these players mid door. There's one player backside, one player spiral, and one player in the elevator shaft. So they've got a nice spread here. Fiend is doing a good job of playing his life for the intel. Teammates are coming over to help. Speedy's able to get the kill there. They're able to kind of surround the remaining player. Sydney Dingoes are going to take map number 2, tie our series up, or they're going to take a 2-0 lead in our series because they won map number 1.
They're going to tie it up 2-0 here.
They're going to tie it up 2-0
I mean,
here. That's how math works.
Despite the best efforts of Boston Burgers there and Snoop kind of
It's going to lead to your success, especially here in Protocol with how easy it is to set up spawn traps on either the offense or defensive side. But ultimately, it's going to come down to your teamwork and looking for the potential 3 or 4 dead scenario that you need to kind of stack the point where to gems and get the dub in your favor. So far here, trading back and forth. Boston Burgers come out on top, looking to kind of push this aggression into the Dingo spawn.
Yeah, I mean, you can expect the Platinum teams to know when they need to stack the point, know when they just need to put one person on just to pause the clock and help your team get some map presence here. So really be expecting to see teams doing that here. We see Iceberg here in spawn already, kind of looking for these players, trying to get some players dead off spawn. But he's always going to know when it's a good idea to kind of back off, help your team on point. So not always just going to be roaming in spawn, but doing a lot more for his team there. You're going to kind of see that across the whole board here as the side of Sydney Dingoes looks like they were trying to make a push towards B there. That's going to get shut down immediately by the side of Boston. Going to be forcing them to spawn over towards his heli side, which is going to force a little bit towards an A push there. Iceberg on a 5-kill streak before he falls. Fiend and Speedy able to pick up 2 kills are going to help him get out of the spawn. And as I say that, Dapper's able to pick up another one, make that Snoop on the other side as well, make that Dapper come another one. It's going to be number 1 Speedy here. Towards these stairs, going to be last player alive. And with that is going to be all players from the side of Sydney Dingoes dead and off spawn. Boston Burgers are in control of this defense.
Yeah, I mean, in control of this defense is an understatement. It seems like every time you think their pressure is going to fall, the next player just slides right in line to take the place of his teammates. So just great, phenomenal teamwork here. Sydney is able to break out eventually and clean up those guys in their spawn. They're looking to secure this first tick onto A. They're also getting progress over towards B as well. We're going to see the cleanup happen over towards the A site. The rest of the Burgers are going to be in their spawn setup. The Sydney Dingoes are fanning out, able to pick off some of these players off time. They're There's still 2 players still stacking the point. That's going to allow the A point to get secured here, and I think they had 2.7 seconds left on the clock, and we see that a lot here, and they already have a 3 dead. They see Dapper back tower as well. I'm not sure if they read that these players are gonna be here off of this direct spawn as well, but they're deciding to hop right on this point, get these ticks rolling through again. Cookie's able to find one of the players mid. He and his teammate are gonna be left here alone. Speedy's gonna push through the tower side, and man, I mean, that this is just clinical here. Team Nade is going to come down, so that may allow the Boston Burgers a little bit of respite to get in here. Snoop is able to clean up those with a nice two-piece. With 1 tick remaining, though, and 40 seconds, you've got 3 lives if you're the Dingoes. You have one more chance at this to get this B point secured.
Yeah, they have to be absolutely perfect, and they were. We saw right before we started talking about how in control Boston were. They were up 23-17 lives, I think is what they had remaining. Pretty substantial lead there, but in control, especially what we've seen with Protocol here. The offensive team can just kind of go on a spree, get that point. We've seen in this game particularly that you have almost no seconds left on the clock, and teams are hopping on and controlling. We do see Sydney Dingoes. One of the 2 players is on point. One player is going to fall. Speedy's going to get 1 kill. Unfortunately, not going to be able to get the other one. So Boston Burgers barely pull away the win there, giving up 5 ticks there to the side of City Dingoes while having 0 ticks, 2.9 seconds left in the round. So Sydney Dingoes really pulled that out of nothing. They're able to do what they needed to, get some ticks on the board. So good job from them. They really deserved 0 ticks. But Boston or Sydney just won their gunfights over towards A. But good side from the side of Sydney here. You can have a defense, and really your goal is just to give up less than 5 ticks. Or honestly, if you go out with a wash, you're probably not looking too bad.
Yeah, I mean, just capitalizing on the plays that you have as a team is really what led Sydney to have success. They were in the blender there for a solid minute straight. They were not making it out of spawn. They couldn't do hardly anything on the map. They find some quick 2 kills to break out of their spawn. They clean up the last player that was close, and that just leaves you with a nice opening to jump in, and they get on that point, and they're able to start securing those ticks coming through, and then again, they just start winning their gunfights and the rounds in their favor. So good bounce back there, never out of the control here on Protocol. So just a great round from them. Boston, your consolation is that you do win that defensive round. You don't give up that offensive round. So 5 ticks is still doable from your perspective, you especially with like 6 here in order to take the lead and go up 2-0 here. But doing a good job here so far. Our Sydney doing kind of a similar fashion, getting the spawn traps just a step farther out of their spawn buildings. But we're going to see a little bit of presence come through. Speedy's able to clean up one of the players that's close, but Dapper is going to be able to make his way into tower. That's going to put our pressure towards this B site. No players immediately close to contest. Iceberg's able to win a big 1v1 in their spawn. Now we're going to see these ticks start to come through on this B point with a couple Dingo players close.
Yeah, it's going to be first tick rolling in for the side of Boston. The ticket's coming in quick. Cookie able to pick up 1 kill there with the help of Speedy, able to wipe those players out. Last player alive. We see 2 players kind of towards that bottom of Grandma's side. See 1 last player alive here. Top Grandma, see if he can make a difference here. And as I say that, there's going to be 4 dead for the side of Boston with 1 tick on B. They have 5 seconds to get out of their spawn here, and I don't even think they can touch a point if they wanted to here. So Sydney Dingoes with a controlling defense here. Speedy 21 and 11 so far, really just taking as many engagements as he can.
Yeah, I mean, you've got a player through 2 rounds that's dropping 21 kills in a control, just kind of dominating in the spawn and just winning all the gunfights. It's successful. I mean, Sydney able to capitalize much better than Boston there on the defensive side of the map, able to keep that pressure and presence up. And, when they ended up slipping out of the spawn, finally, they're able to gather up as a team, play the trades, and then get those players off the B point. And just once you've eaten up that much of a clock, it's always you've got the one chance, and if the one chance doesn't go your way, it ends up being the end of the round for you. So fantastic round from the side of Sydney. They'll be looking to get 2 ticks here to secure the defensive side, if my math's correct there. So that's be what they're pushing for, but they're also looking to just win this round here in order to push their advantage to 2-1 and go back on the defensive side.
Yeah, and I mean it would, they're up here, able to win that defense here. They do still need 2 more Looking if they can win this offense, it's going to be putting them in a pretty good spot going into a defense. If you're the other side of Boston here, you had a very successful first minute and 21 point something, 0.3 seconds of the first defensive round. So if you can kind of replicate that and just fix up that last couple of seconds there, then you're going to be doing pretty good here. So far, they're looking pretty good. Most players haven't made it past that blue side armor side. We do see Fiend with a great kill on Dapper there. It's going to allow them some access towards A. We have one player here in Zenny. Is going to be taking armor route here. We'll see if any of the Sydney players decide to pick this up. If not, he could do some real damage to the team here. As he's going to hop on towards windows, put some shots into James. Unfortunately, not able to pick up a kill. Nor on Fiend is eventually going to fall, but is going to leave some players weak. But Cookie and Sydney are making some work towards this A progress. That's going to be halfway done with that last tick. Some contest is coming down there from the side of Dapper, able to pick up one. We do see Cookie still kind of attacking here as we still have presence towards A.
Yeah, Speedy's able to clean up that last player on A, looking to get active into the burger spawn, but none of the players are going to be directly there. Zinni trying to make the play through sidewalk, going to get taken out. That's going to be 2 more dead from the side of Boston Burgers. 1 player on Sydney, choosing to stack the point. There's 1 more player close, able to get that kill, able to get out of there as well. Snoop is, so Cookie's going to be looking for this player, going to go for the point as well. This is going to allow them to secure the A capture point and make their way over towards B here with a little bit of map presence, but nothing crazy so far here from the side of Dingoes as they're making their way over towards B.
Yeah, I mean, they're already starting ticks here on B. That's going to be first tick down. 1 contest coming down here from the side of tower. There's going to be a kill coming in as the rest of the players are here for reinforcements. That's going to be 3 dead. Last player going to be towards tower here. He is going to fall as well. So that's all 4 dead from the side of Boston. Sydney have at least 2 on point here, allowing these ticks to come through. Snoop is really going to have to be the player that makes something work here. He is gotten through for free. They do not know he's here. So he's able to get 1 for free. Not able to get the second as the rest of his teammates are going to fall. And that's going to be Sydney with another successful offensive round.
Yeah, I mean, their transition to B was pretty fantastic there. They had 1 player that stopped the clock pretty much immediately after they got that A point captured, and then the rest of their teammates were playing around mid, able to clean up the players to the middle of the map, and then we saw the slow progression over there with 2 or 3 players stacking the point with 1 player pushing the tower side, so they were spawning back grandmas. We saw a player towards the top zip, 3rd mid gun area that was getting the players off mid, so just good pressure and good presence from the side of Sydney to transition quickly over towards that B site. And I mean, they've looked really good here so far in the control. And Boston's going to have a big offensive round here in order to take us to round 5. But they're also going to have to win back-to-back offenses, which never easy from the side of control, but it is potentially there. So they're going to be looking to, I would say, get a lot more early aggression towards this A point and potentially avoid this blender that they may get set up into right now, as number 5 Iceberg is the only player left under their spawn.
Yeah, I mean, 1 offense can be doable. Having 2 offenses is a tall task. There, kind of the taller task there is not getting spawn trapped for 2 rounds in a row. You feel like kind of as a defensive team, if you never set up that spawn trap and get that going, that you've kind of just thrown away your defensive round and failed. But Boston so far are making good progress on this A. They're 2 ticks down, looking for that 3rd tick to come rolling in. No other players are going to be able to contest here. We do see a couple team nades coming in from the top. Boston able to pick up some kills. Last contest coming down there from Cookie and Fiend is able to stop the clock just a little bit here. Snoop able to pick up a kill, keeping some forward map presence here, just making sure those players continue to spawn towards tower. Absolutely beam Speedy towards tower as well, as he's just trying to get into this building and help his team out to capture this last bit of A, as they still have not done that. The side of Sydney Dingoes have just done a good job of keeping them away.
Yeah, Sydney's done a really good job, and they've been trying to pick off these players in their spawn, but Snoop has kind of been the nuisance that Sydney has been potentially just avoiding, you know, kind of letting him play around the grandma's side and choosing to go for those players in spawn instead. He's finally going to be able to make a play towards A. The A point is going to get secured. Dapper's able to clean up 1, but gonna get traded out on the A capture point. Still some pressure up towards mid, though. Iceberg able to win 1 big kill. Shots coming down on a second. They're going to know that this player's somewhere their sidewalk. They're going to find him and pick him up as well. There's going to be 2 players over towards the tower side. One's going to get taken out. That's going to allow the Boston Burgers to jump on here now. All 4 players relatively close to this site. They're all going to jump on, start stacking the point, and now we're going to have to see Sydney with a quick retake here.
Yeah, we see those players kind of watching over those points that they need to there. Boston able to pick up 2 kills, make that 3 towards the end, but Speedy going to be
Oh
the last
man.
player alive there with a tiny tick left there on B. Is going to get a lot of this clear, probably the entire tick here. As Boston are going to have another go with this. They only have a couple wave of lives here, so every gunfight is going to be pretty crucial.
Yeah, every gunfight's gonna be really crucial here. We're seeing 3 dead now from the side of Sydney. 1 player left on tower is able to get 1, but gonna get traded out immediately from the side of Boston, and that's gonna be the first offensive round to the side of the Boston Burgers. They're just huge momentum swing there. They were able to get that presence towards A. We saw a little bit of a, back and forth there where Sydney wasn't clearing the tick. They finally did. Once that player got onto the A point, they were able to kind of find him, secure him down, and secure that A capture point, and then just the quick and easy transition over towards the B site with a 3 dead scenario allowed them to hop on really fast, secure those early 2 ticks, and then all you have to do is get that 3 dead like they did, and you can just immediately hop the point and watch that last tick fly up. So great bounce back round from the side of Boston Burgers there. Bad news is you got to win a second one, so you're looking to replicate that exact same thing that they just did in round number 4 once again.
Yeah, this would be this would be nothing short of a travesty if you're the side of Sydney Dingoes if you lose 2 defensive rounds in a row. I mean, Boston played that fairly well there. I don't really know how much you could do that better, maybe win a little bit quicker, but so far kind of looking to make some presence towards A. We do see 1 player right outside B. He's going to have a gunfight here. Unfortunately, going to get some bad timing there as Boston are going to have to fight at their spawn here. They are at least able to make it to ammo. Dapper able to pick up a great kill on Fiend towards helicopter there. Cookie able to pick up 1 towards mid gun. Unfortunately, going to fall as we have a couple players here. That's going to be 3 dead from the side of Sydney Dingoes here. Boston Burgers are on the point, stopping the clock with 55 seconds left here. That first tick is going to be secured in. They got 3 players on time. They're looking to make this fly.
Yeah, and Snoop's looking to get aggressive over towards Grandma as well, waiting for these players to fight through. There are 2 Dingoes on the flank, though, Speedy and Cookie looking to make the play. They're going to get some shots taken down. Feed's able to win a nice 2-piece there, able to clean up Dapper on point as well. A point is going to get secured, though, and with 1 minute 40 seconds left here on the clock, Boston in a really good position. You just got to do the same thing once again. Work your way out of spawn, get that map presence, get that 3 dead, start stacking the point. And I don't know how Zinni didn't get spotted there, able to crouch just right underneath the James. They're able to clean up another one with Cookie as well. They're going to have their stacks on the point here now. Speedy's the last player left that's close tower. He's going to get 2 big kills with Fiend to help as well for the third. They're going to clean up Iceberg on time. Boston able to secure the first tick, though. You can take this 1 tick at a time with a minute and 20 seconds left here.
Lives are about even. We're kind of looking for some just trade Call of Duty from the side of City Dingoes, just playing some team deathmatch here. If you're the side of Boston Burgers, you need to get a 2 or 3 dead here, make some map presence. And I didn't mean 2 or 3 dead on your side. We'll see if Snoop can do anything here. Unfortunately, going to fall towards tower. So Boston Burgers have to fight out of their spawn with only a couple waves left. We do see a revenge beat down there from the side of Dapper on Fiend, kind of revenging his teammate there from earlier. Boston Burgers, we have some really just need to make some presence here. It's going to be super difficult here. Lots of players on headies with ARs. It is going to be difficult to get out of your spawn here. 10 lives left. You got about 2 waves here. James able to play savior there for Fiend. Zenny able to play savior there for his team as Iceberg is chasing a player in his spawn. James is doing a great job of wasting some time, putting some shots down, but that is 2 dead. That's going to be 3 towards the side of the point. Cookie's going to be kind of last middle here. He has Speedy with him. Zenny able to pick up another great 2-piece there. Iceberg going to hop on point 2. That's 2 ticks down. Fiend coming through middle here is able to pick up any. James is able to pick up 1. Snoop able to help his teammate there towards middle. We have 1 player towards the top. Can he get there in time? He is not. And that's be Boston going to win 2 offensive rounds in a row to push this to a map number 4.
That was an insane control right there. I mean, having to win 2 straight offensive rounds, just getting that scenario where you're trapped in your spawn and they just immediately break out. They're stacking the point.
On that control, you're going to be coming back in feeling good.
Yeah, definitely feeling good. They're going to start off on the, not preferred side, some would say, with the P2 spawns over here towards the side of Sydney Dingoes. They're going to make it into the hill time first. They're going to be fighting their way through the middle of the map, but Sydney is going to fight their way through the rock, able to clear off those players that are over there looking for this player Snoop on time, able to pick him off as well, and kind of, force this Interesting play to come down. You know, they've still got the spawns secured. Boston's able to get just a little bit of time, but not a huge chunk. They're choosing to kind of play around this hill. They're trying not to lose these players, but the burgers are going to flip and they're going to be spawning towards the lobby side. We see number 6, Zinni, kind of sprinting right back towards that G Wagon, able to kind of anchor down the backside of the spawn. They've got set up in this P2 first. They're going to be looking to take this in here. We're going to have a big 1v1 between Dapper and Speedy here. Shots coming down. Dapper is able to win that, and that's going to be, oh, big gunfights here coming down in the back. No one's looking for Zinni, able to win that, and that's going to secure the spawns to his side and the Boston Breakers here on P2.
Oh, I'm sorry. We just saw 2 subs squaring off like Lambo to the front Rockheady. Like, and the person on the rock wasn't even on it. Like, they got off the heady and just ripped him. You're not going to see that anywhere but these high level players. That's just a crazy gunfight to happen there. Boston really showing just how clinical they can be as a team here. Unfortunate little bounce back there from the windowsill. Dapper saying no to that stun. But Boston looking so far so good here. Speedy able to pick up that kill towards that rock side. Really just trying to play nuisance here. Letting James get in there, get a kill towards that front. Able to pick up 1 kill. Not able to get that second, but Cookie is able there to pick that up. That's going to be the last, 13 or so seconds of scrap time as the side of Boston are spawning towards this back side here. They are going to know it. Cookie able to pick up 1. Snoop able to get that trade eventually, though. But Boston Burgers here with a 20-point lead heading into this Garden Hill. They do have a player 10 already. They've made this early rotation here, despite the fact of getting broken so kind of early on that P2 garage side here. So they are looking so far so good on the rotations and the fundamentals here on Hossie.
They're definitely looking very solid here, rotating early on Hossie. They will need to work on their holds just a little bit. Ceding quite a bit of time to Sydney on that P2, and Sydney's able to break in early into this P3. No spawns being confirmed for the side of Sydney, though. Boston able to kind of play a little ratty in the back. They might have seen Fiend that's up here. They're going to play some good baits. They're able to take out that player. Iceberg's looking to chow the hill. He's going to get taken out, though. It's going to be Speedy and Cookie left here on the time. We're going to see 3 go down from the side of Boston. That's going to allow this last 10 seconds to come down to the side of Sydney. And they're also doing some really good cutoffs here, making their way over towards the rock side. Speedy with the nice 2 kills there. I don't know if he saw that player logs. Looks like he did. He knows this player is going to be down here somewhere. I think he got the info on Snoop again. So he's going to be looking for this player and looking to kind of break into this P4 with the rest of his squad.
Yeah, and this is kind of the time here. We do have a natural pinch occurring here. Zenny able to pick up a 2-piece there. Fiend able to pick up a 2-piece, make that a 3-piece. Can he get the 4th here? He knows the player's close. He's going to hit that reload, wait for his team to get in there, let his team pick up that final kill there on Dapper. Boston Burgers had early control of that hill, are going to get broken here pretty quick. Speedy able to pick up 1 towards middle, but Iceberg able to kind of get that trade and kind of put some pressure towards the hill as his teammates are pushing from that boat side. And it's just going to be a back and forth here. Sydney Dingoes are able to come up on top of this one. They still know they're spawning boat. They have a player over there towards the garage, so they should be good to kind of continue just keeping this last 15 alive here, as they've made a pretty good, decent comeback here from this P3 to P4 rotation that the side of Boston had a lead going into that P2.
Yeah, really solid stretch there from P2 to P3 into the P4. They're going to have a close to 30-point lead here as we're making our way into our second rotation. James is playing over towards this rock. I don't know if he got the end. Oh my gosh, he's challenging and he's zapping heads off with that Jackal PDW. Iceberg's looking to get some kills of his own, only able to get 1 before he gets traded. Sydney is going to have most of this map presence. They're going to jump towards the time, but Sydney able to win a big gunfight there. Snoop able to get 1 as well to help out his team. That's going to cause Sydney to spawn towards the logs and boat side of the map. Boston is going to have the P2 spawns as of right now. Cookie's able to get 1 on time, but going to get traded out. But Boston's going to maintain these P2 spawns, looking to kind of make their way, look for some time potentially, but ultimately look to have a better P2 than the first rotation.
Yeah, I mean, they had a good set kind of towards the front, but unfortunately couldn't really string anything towards the end. But Sydney really in control of the P3, P4. Boston just had a fantastic rotate towards P2. It looks like they're trying to do the same thing. Zenny's here in the back, able to pick up 1 on Fiend. Does he know that there's pressure here close? Is able to pick up Speedy. Doesn't know that there's someone behind him here. Is going to get away and is going to beam him off of that back to Cookie. That is a 3-piece that is going to save your P2 out of Zenny there. Is going to spawn the players out here. Boston Burgers have a couple seconds to breathe here as this mid-map pressure is going to to come through this side of lobby. We are looking towards Iceberg and Zenny here to hold this off. Zenny's able to pick up one towards Spiral Staircase. Iceberg is going to fall side door here. James going to get caught off guard and absolutely rip Zenny there with the submachine gun. Spawns are going to get a little messy here with people spawning towards garden, not towards backside. Rock side still open for the side of Sydney Dingoes. Iceberg able to come in, pick up one. Unfortunately, going to fall here as the side of Sydney Dingoes are looking to fight for the scrap.
Yeah, Sydney doing a good job of playing for the scrap. That's going to push them up towards the 130 mark. Boston is going to be over here early. Dapper is going to pick up that kill as well. That's a big kill for him. He's going to be looking to make his way through 10. Iceberg's looking to get a kill mids. Shaky shots coming down, but able to get that kill. He's going to get traded out by Speedy. This plot presence is going to be big for the side of Sydney. They're going to stun check it. They're going to know that this player's here. He's going to be able to get one, but going to get traded out immediately by Dapper as well. And we see another kill coming down from Zinni towards the front of the hill. Iceberg's here close as well, able to get that trade as well. Going to get shot in the back and getting shot from the front side as well. Potentially maybe some teammate damage coming down there. But Sydney fighting from the backside of spawns. Snoop is up on plat. He's going to be the player that kind of helps his team out here. We see number 2, Cookie, going on the flank, looking for some intel on these players, rotating across, looking to kind of shoot in the back, but he's going to get caught. So good hold here from the side of Boston, able to break into this P3, but the P4 is going to be big like we saw in the first rotation.
Yeah, absolutely. The Boston Burgers are doing a pretty good job here. We see about 10 seconds left here on this P3. This time practically means nothing here. It's all about this rotation here. Cookie is going to be here on this head glitch, ready to go. He gets a little aggressive there on that jump. Speedy and Fiend are there to back him up here. That's going to be 2 dead from the side of Fiend. Speedy's able to pick up 2 of his own. That's going to be 4 dead from the side of Boston. They're going to be rotating off this boat spawn here. Speedy's just top office, making them pay for it here. James is there as well. It is going to be picked up, but those players are still spawning in. We do have a pinch coming down here through mid. They're in number 7. Zenny able to pick up one towards the front, able to allow Snoop to pick up that second. That is going to be a Boston break here. If they could get every bit of this time, they're going to take the lead and at least even this game up into a 3rd rotation.
Yeah, they're looking good far here on the P4, able to clean up these players. 1 player left close on checkers. Snoop with a nice 2-piece there. Love seeing these slide chows come out of the submachine guns from the side of the Boston Burgers and from Sydney as well. But Boston with a huge P3 here. They're able to kind of push out this time. There's potentially some more gunfights coming down here. Fiend coming in to contest. He's able to get 1. He's able to get 2, clean up that last player. So it's going to allow the Sydney Dingoes to clean up the rest of this scrap time. But Boston, you've done a good job eating up into this deficit that you're on. Much better second rotation around compared to the first rotation. You're going to look to even push the pace just a little bit farther and have a better 3rd rotation as well.
Yeah, we'll kind of see what happens here. We see P1 controlled so far by Sydney. Right as I said, that Boston Burgers are going to break in. They're going to have a little bit of control here. Cookie able to play towards this middle is going to fall. So it's going to be kind of Fiend last alive here to make some presence towards this P1. White time is pretty much good time for either squad here. We have about a 30-second difference. We do see number 6 there in Zenny kind of making his way towards this P2 like always. With 20 left on this P1, you really don't want to lose all this time if you're the side of Sydney or Boston, but you need to make sure you have that P2 rotation. The Sydney, that's going to be a good 15 seconds to scrap time, especially because you don't have the rotation. But number 6 in Zenny spawns in Narnia over there towards boat. He's going to have that rock side covered, but Speedy able just to have a free side door entrance there. Snoop able to get an awkward timing there towards front side door. They do have spawns confirmed now for the side of Boston. Garden side spawns for Sydney, so it's going to be rough. We'll see what Dapper can do here in the back, but the P2 has not been clean from either team. We've kind of seen some back and forth, so this is Boston's turn to hold this for the next 45 seconds here. Take a decent lead as you start to rotate towards this P3, but we'll see how this holds up.
Well, big 3 from Snoop there. I mean, from the side of Boston, you know, Dapper dies in the back there, but it forces Sydney to spawn in the back, and then we see it flip again. But that was a really good flip from their perspective. They could have kept Sydney trapped in the back side of spawns and had the rotation to P3 more in their favor. But the kills are going to come down to their favor anyways. Boston are going to be closing in on that 200-point mark. Sydney is going to be able to secure this scrap time and potentially some awkward gunfights coming down towards the middle of the map and early onto the P3 as well. One going towards each squad. Potentially some info heard from James here, looking to win a big gunfight on Plat, but gonna get taken out by Dapper. Snoop here in the window is gonna get taken out by Speedy, who got another player in middle as well. That's gonna allow Sydney to be the first team to touch here, but we're gonna see these mixy spawns come through. Zinni with a nice two-piece flanking from that garden side is gonna get traded out. Iceberg's here for the cleanup though, able to clean up that player on time and get this time in the Boston Burgers' favor and keep their advantage pushing up.
And we finally have the spawns kind of concreted here with the Boston spawning in the back there, Sydney in the front. It's really just about who can win these gunfights here. Snoop and Dapper making sure that Plat is safe. Snoop able to push on time, almost to get a great two-piece there on Speedy. Speedy getting a two-piece of his own, hopping in time, really just making sure he can test this, make sure that Boston don't run away with it here. Nobody can win here. We are going to see a rotation towards P4. This is going to be 3 people dedicated for the side of Boston, 2 from the side of Sydney here. James able to pick up 1 towards mid. Players shooting at each other. James and Fiend able to do it themselves, able to hit that 2v3 here. Boston up by 25. They do have at least one wave here where they're allowed to kind of make a mistake, but they're gonna have to break. Sydney Dingoes can win on this hill. We have seen this be a mixy hill as well. Speedy playing a little cred corner there. Cookie able to pick up a great kill there. We do see a cruise coming down here from Zenny, able to push those players towards mid, but no players are there to pick up those kills as they rotate out. This is gonna be another cruise missile here from Snoop here. Boston are investing everything.
Boston is investing everything. Snoop's cruise is able to get 2 grenade kills coming down. So despite the 2 cruise missiles, you're not able to break into this time as the gunfights don't go your way. Speedy with a big 3-piece there to push it out. James with the 2-piece of his own to get these players off a spawn. And I think we're seeing 3 subs from the side of Sydney. The pressure is just in the face of the Burgers. Gunfights are going crazy everywhere right now. One player left close, that's Snoop, and that's going to be the map to the side of Sydney. But potentially, yeah, Sydney's going to win that map. Some potential chaos coming down there at the very end, but players close enough to jump back on the time. From the side of Boston, I mean, you invest everything to break that hill, and just your teammates aren't there quite close enough to clean up the rest of it. From the side of Sydney, you had very, very, close map that entire way, and then that P4 was just the huge, big movement for you guys as a squad. I think we saw some insane 3-pieces from, Snoopy, Speedy, Fiend, Dapper,